Welcome, everybody. Carson Spivey here once again with Assisted Living Facility Launch. And what I'm going to be talking about today is probably what you're going to be seeing from me for the next year to come in terms of my content, because I've discovered a care model type that is so good, that is so underrated, that I myself am actually starting this up in California, and I'm helping dozens of other providers do this nationwide. And it's something that I did not even know about when I was getting started. And if I did, I would have went a whole different direction. Okay, so in this video, we're going to be talking about supported living and why it's the most underrated care business opportunity in 2025. So imagine being able to run a care-based business that doesn't require owning property, managing full-time nursing staff, or cramming multiple residents into one facility. Right? With everything on the market, it sounds impossible. I never heard about it. I didn't know that something like this existed. And most people think that starting a care business means opening a group home, right? Multiple residents, high property costs, and state inspections that make your head spin and your brain rot. But there is now another way, right? A more flexible, scalable, and accessible model that anyone, even including yourself, could start today, which is supported living. And if you're interested in a care model that gives people their independence while still generating a healthy income, then this might just be the opportunity that you have been overlooking. But before we jump into the good stuff, let me simply give you a heads up. If you find value in what we cover today, then what I have for you at the end is going to take things to another level. It is something that bridges the gap between idea and execution. So please stick with me, because if you're serious about turning knowledge into action this year, 2025, then you're not going to want to miss what I'm about to show you. Okay? So let's get right into it. Supported living, what is it? It is a model of care for individuals with developmental disabilities. However, unlike group home, residents live in their own apartments or houses. They're not surrounded by 3 or 4 roommates like your typical group home. Instead, they get support based on their needs, when they need it and how they need it. Think of it like this. Group homes are like dorms, okay? Supported living is like independent college apartments with helpful RA staff who pop in when needed. And from a business perspective, this means that you don't have to purchase a house. You don't even, need to place multiple people in one house. And you can you can scale your staffing based on client needs. It's the property problem. One of the biggest hurdles that stops people, nurses, healthcare professionals from getting into the care agency or group home business isn't passion or even funding. It is property. Finding the right property is one thing, but getting it to pass inspections, zoning, and meet state-specific standards is an entirely different challenge. Again, you're dealing with zoning regulations, occupancy requirements, accessibility standards, safety codes, and a mountain of paperwork that varies by region and funding model. It's not just the financial cost that's daunting. It is the time, the inspections, the back and forth with the state agencies, and the uncertainty of whether the property will be approved after all of that effort. This complexity makes the property piece one of the most intimidating barriers for new providers. And it's exactly why alternative models like supported living, which don't require you to operate out of a licensed facility, are becoming so attractive for first-time healthcare entrepreneurs. So how exactly does this model work? So in supported living, residents live on their own. Your role as the provider is to offer support services, not housing. You don't hold title, you don't hold lease. This could include helping them even coordinate housing for themselves, helping them with their activities of daily living skills, community integration, employment support, and medical appointments. The big difference is this. You're not in charge of the roof over their head. You're in charge of the support underneath their feet. And yes, this model is fully funded through Medicaid under home and community-based service waivers. That means that you can bill for services just like you would in a group home setting, but without all of the facility overhead. And in many states, supported living billing rates are extremely competitive, if not way more competitive than group homes, sometimes especially much higher if your clients require more individualized care spanning 24/7. So here's why supported living is one of the best kept secrets in the care industry. First, way lower startup costs. No mortgage, massive lease requirement. Oftentimes, you're not having to show financial capacity to the state. No $20,000 furniture bill or ADA retrofitting for a home. You can start small, even just one client, making it perfect for anyone looking to transition into the care agency space without forking over hundreds and thousands of upfront cost. Second, flexible staffing. Support staff doesn't necessarily need to be 24/7 line of sight supervision. Hours are based on the individual's care care plan. And you can even use per diem or part-time caregivers, right? So a lot of the folks, right, just need on-call staffing support, not 24/7 line of sight staffing supervision. So if you're starting out and we're fee-for-service models that get paid in arrears, meaning we provide services and get paid on the back end, don't you think it would make more sense for you to not have to come up with a $25,000, $30,000 payroll and service individuals maybe where you only need a $2,000 to $5,000 to $7,000 payroll, but still make $10,000 a month in revenue? Okay. Third, it is a scalable model. Add one client, then another, get another staff for that one. You do not need more property to scale. You can operate across different neighborhoods, different cities, and or different states. Fourth, a better quality of life for the individuals that you are serving. They get real independence. They are not forced to live in someone else's structure. You are helping people genuinely live life on their terms. And here's the kicker. Most people don't even know that this model exists. I didn't. Even within the care industry, supported living is often misunderstood and especially overlooked, which means less competition and more opportunity for you. Let me paint you a picture, okay? Imagine Jane. She's 28, she's on the autism spectrum, and just landed her first job at the local library. She wants to live on her own, but she still needs support managing bills and getting to appointments. In a group home, she would be lumped in with others and follow someone else's structure. But in a supported living program, she lives in her own apartment just a block away from work. Your team visits her daily, they help with any daily living skills, and even support her social outings. A third-party financial management company will be paying her rent using her SSI room and board portion. Jane gets freedom, you get paid through the supports waiver, and everybody wins. That is supported living. It is not simply just a care model. It is a business model that puts people first while keeping your costs manageable and your growth scalable. And so again, looking at the key differences, group homes, multiple individuals in one facility, high property costs, extremely rigid state inspections, 24/7 staffing, shared living spaces, which causes behaviors, and limited independence. Whereas in supported living, residents live on their own homes, no property ownership is required, fewer facility regulations, flexible staffing based on needs, private living spaces, and maximizing independence. Guys, it's crazy. So with all that said, you made it to the end of this video. And as promised, here is the bigger surprise. I put together a complete walkthrough that shows you exactly how to start your own care agency in 2025. We're talking step-by-step guidance on everything from startup costs to licensing requirements to how much money this model can realistically generate. If you're serious about building something meaningful and profitable in this space, this next video is where the rubber meets the road. Just click the YouTube video above and I'm going to be walking you through the entire process. Guys, thank you again so much for joining in another video. I'll see you in the next one. And if you want to work with my team to help you start your own supported living agency anywhere in the United States, it doesn't matter where, click the link in the description in my bio. We're happy to hop on a call with you and show you how we can help you. See you in the next video.